Welcome back, anglers. I'm the Survivalist, and we returned to Russian Fishing 4. So last weekend, we managed to get enough done to get the funding if we want to pick up the feeder fishing kit, or the starter feeder kit, whatever you want to call it in the shop. We do have that much, but I want to get a little bit extra money, just so that way we're not completely broke when we do turn in, or when we do pick it up. Because it's, I think, costs $149 and $10. Some things aren't very expensive in the game, but there is still a little bit of money you should want to keep because you do have to resupply yourselves in some ways. It also seems pretty unanimous that the snag system is not very enjoyed in the game. I mean, I can't blame anybody for feeling that way either. It does feel kind of unfair to basically lose what could be a lot of money off your line because you can't get anything dislodged. But what we're going to start with today is I'm going to pick up the free tackle because the spinning spoon had worked out quite a bit for us. Just getting, like, easy perch with it. And if I'm not hoping to lose any gear, I'm going to basically... Good lord, what is the frequency of that bird chirp? Because, like, that's just... There we go. I'm going to take a look at the tackle store first, figure out what I want to approach and use. Because, like, a lot of the lures we've been using for, like, spinners and that... Like, admittedly, there is this one for 49... currency here that would offer a lot of stuff to try. But again, I want to save up more for the feeder kit, so I'm not going to look at that. We've got kits, spinners, spoons, wobblers. The thing is, though, like, for some of these other lures, they do start off with a little bit of a chunk to them, like 5 for that one. $1.40 is not bad for that one. I think I tried one of these, and that kind of... I wonder if I should pick one of these up. Maybe I'll just try going for a little bit with what I've got and see. I know one thing that kept coming up was, like, trying to use different hooks and that. So I'm trying to see what I've got. I've got small ones. I've got medium. Maybe I'll try picking up a large. Yeah, so it looks like it does go up a little bit for each one. So you know what? I'll just buy that there. Actually, maybe I'll pick up 2. Just in case I do lose. And then we'll stop at the field kitchen, eat up, and take a look at the map. I think I'm going to work my way up to the campsite today, see what we can get up around this area here. And we'll just try more spin fishing, see what we can get. I did take a little look at the cafe orders here. Nothing super stands out as something I would target. Like, unfortunately, there's not a perch one again. Maybe I can get the roach one done for a bit there. The carp, hard to say. I really just gotta try and figure out, like, exactly... Trying to get a more variety of fish on my tackle that I've been using, because it seems like all I've really gotten a lot of has been a lot of perch over and over and over again. I also do admit that some of the ambient sounds in the game... I mean, I should probably change that in my own game settings, but they seem like they can be awfully loud at default. Okay, so this is... Oh yeah, we're way off from where I want to be, so we'll quickly rush up to that campsite and do a little bit of fishing there. You guys might also be keen and see the little message in the bottom left. Oh, just reading the little message there, but yeah, I got a message in the bottom left with a bit of advice and some free gear. I'm not going to take the gear because I still want to approach the game as if you're... Like, you don't want to have any real freebies or spend money or just see how it is going fully free to play with it. I haven't accepted anything I've been sent or given or that. I don't know if there's a way I can actually, like, send it back to know. But I want to approach this, again, from a stance of, like, what are you getting without putting any money into it? How does it feel as, like, just approaching it kind of new, fresh, and how is the feel of it to go and level up without anything like that? And one thing I'm already seeing about this spot is it doesn't look like there's really a strong current, but I think this area might be very prone to snags with all the wood that's, like, laying and sticking out of the water. Let me see what rod I want to work with. We've been using... I think it's the Corona's, the spin fishing one. Yeah. And then I'm trying to remember. I think somebody had told me about a way... Okay, I'll start with the spinning lure just to see what we... Oh, okay, well, here's condition analysis of everything. Okay, there was somebody who had mentioned... Oh, right up here, change. Okay, so this, I think I've used before, but it only really lets you change to, like, your generic setup. Like, a preset rig in a way. Like, you can read the little components of what it includes, but there's not something like... You can go in and say, at this stage, change what the hook size is of what you're trying to pick here. That, I think you have to do... in its own other menu, go back and, like, select it that way. And yeah, let me pull out the rod. We'll just try... Oh, no, that's not the one I want. Okay. That's the one we want to use. So we're just going to cast out, see about pulling in a little bit. The bit of advice I got was also when reeling in, to do so looking a little bit more lower to the water. I guess maybe having it up high keeps the lure as I'm spin fishing out of the water more, or right to the top. So maybe it's a little harder to get certain fish on, or there's a lower likely chance that they'll hit. Ooh. Right, gotta remember. Okay, I think I had the friction brake a bit high, but we got something powerful on for sure. And I do need to keep an eye on the bottom there. I think that's like the amount of line left on the spool. Okay, there we go. Are you... No, still got fighting ya. Oh, is it off? No, still on. Okay. Wasn't sure, because... Like, seemed like all the fight left it, but... Yeah, I don't know what this is. Maybe it's just because the areas I've been fishing... There we go, come on. No. I'm trying. I don't want to move the character too much, like... Whatever it is, it's pretty well sized for, like, the amount of fight it's given. Although, for some reason, I guess it's just the way the water's rendered right now. It's actually kind of hard to see where exactly the line's going into the water with how the reflections are working. Come on in. I'm really watching that bottom meter, because that's, like, our way of knowing... Okay, I think it might be off the hook, or it might have gotten off. Oh, maybe not. See, I can't imagine that's a snag with how it's been pulling line out, but at least I'm starting to see... Yeah, okay, I think we managed to keep it on enough. We got it tired right out. It's starting to come in now. Let's quickly... Doesn't really look all that big for the fight it was putting up, but let's see what it actually is. A roach was... Are they just, like, really good fighters? Because that does not seem like that should have been able to put up that much of a fight from what I've been after before. Like... I don't know, that just seemed really weird for, like, how much fight a roach was giving us compared to, like, how we've float fished for them. But we'll keep trying, see what else we come across. Is it F? Yeah, flashlight on. We'll just spend some time trying out a few things, see what we can reel in and get. And how it all goes. If I do run into any snags... Oh, excuse me. If I do have any snags with that, the best way to kind of... I shouldn't say get out of them, but just to make them irrelevant is to change maps and then head back to the map you were on, or you could log out. It seems like it's a community kind of thing where everybody's in agreement. Snags are terrible right now, and it's better just to, say, save your stuff by kind of exploiting, changing maps, etc. I'm not really sure if there'd be a way to, like, improve on snags all that much, other than you just don't lose your gear. Maybe, like, say you lose some... Well, I mean, I guess you could say you lose the line, but... Yeah, I'm not sure how you would make snags not be annoying, because, I mean, that's entirely what they are. Real life and in this. So I'm not sure if you'd even want to keep them in, or just have that as being one of those things where, for the sake of gameplay, you let that realism go. But that was kind of the big consensus I got a lot was, snags are terrible, just do little workarounds and save your stuff. I should also take a look and see on... I can't remember if this is the best rod I've got, or this is... Or it's the telestick. Well, I'll try a few more casts and see. A lot of this is, again, just going to be tinkering around, trying stuff out and seeing... And see how the funds and everything does come playing as, like, fully free-to-play, not trying to put in any money myself into it, and also showing all gameplay in video. Because that's one of the things about some free-to-play games, is it can kind of be, oh yeah, you can get everything from it, but you don't often hear about what the time sink might be for how long it takes to get some stuff. And as much as, like, it sounds pessimistic, because it kind of is, but time is money in a way. So you do want to make sure that you're doing something you're enjoying, and it's not just, like, a super, super long grind for a little bit to not really have anything come out of it. What is going... I'm not sure what was going on with the rod tip there. I should check and see the retrieval speed as well, just in case. Okay, retrieval speed is set at 15, which was what I was kind of got the recommendations for. Okay, so that's a setup on there. That is 5 to 35. Okay, no, so the telestick is what I should probably be trying to... Let me do... Okay. Okay, so that's locked on this type rod, so I can't use the telestick for spin fishing, I think, is what it's trying to tell me there. The bamboo rod, can I change this to actually being... No, it's locked as well. Okay, so it looks like the only... these are basic... which... Is there one of these that's better? Low capacity is 3.9. Okay, yeah, so I am using the best I've got right now. I've got extra reels because I've been picking up the spare stuff. I got a few different hooks there. Maybe I'll try the spin shot, because I know that one... I mean, at least I was getting perch with that. But we'll see if there's anything else out here. And maybe I'll keep the friction brake at 18 for now. Yeah, see, there's the little dip, and you can see there's, like, the bit of tension that goes through the meter, too, as it does that. We'll just try cast this out for a while. Because we did have it go nocturnal, we might not get a little bit of action for a bit. But again, a lot of this right now is... I know a lot of people are very familiar with these early areas and have, like, probably hotspots already known offhand or that. I still want it to be more trial and error and just showing, like, completely novice experience for it. It's one thing to want to watch and see somebody who's very experienced and go min-maxing right from beginning in a way, but I think if you're already experienced with the game or knowledgeable about it, it might be... I'm not sure how entertaining that is, because if you're watching all that, it's kind of like, well, you could just... Ooh, there's something. You could be playing it yourself in a way, you know? So, I like this idea... Ooh, you look actually a lot bigger than I was expecting. Oh, you're an eyed. Okay. I mean, I'll definitely take that. See, I'm not sure how... like, min-maxing and focusing too hard on that would go. The big thing I want to do is just, again, take a way to show off what the game is like, how it was, because it was so recommended and so suggested to try it out. I still don't know how long I'm going to keep the series going for. I think there were a few naysayers who might have gotten a little bit corrected in seeing how long I have stuck with it. I'm just going to basically keep going as I enjoy it and feel it out. Again, as much as there have been some things sent to me to, like, welcome me to the game or that, it is one of those I'd prefer to just see how far I can kind of get from you guys with the comments and suggestions, as well as the work putting into it myself. Because I'll admit, one thing that kind of annoys me when you do sort of run into some of the free-to-play games, or you see sponsorships for games or that, is they're free-to-play, but they're sponsored with this little message, give you a bit of free stuff. But when you actually go to check out the games or the products of them, they can be pretty predatory and really money-hungry. So again, a more neutral approach, non-biased, just off of recommendations, suggestions, and working comments into the series, I think has been going pretty well so far for this series on the channel. Yeah, nothing really struck there. Maybe I'll try a far cast out, and let me... Okay, I'm not going to cast out in front of this, as with how the snags are basically going, I'm going to basically be completely avoid foliage unless I'm, like, float fishing, I think. Spin fishing, I mean, just by nature, is probably going to run into snags far more easily, so this might be the better approach to take. Is just try to avoid all the foliage, cast out through a few random areas, change up location a little bit, and just see what we can have strike or happen. Aside from, like, the first hit there, nothing is really interested in this lure here. But that is one of the nice things, is there are a variety. Okay, does it show the hook size? Not overly. It tells you what the hook is. I think S5 might mean size 5, but I'm not 100% sure. Let me try this and see. It might be a lot of just casting with a bunch of stuff and see if anything does produce any interest from this fish here. I can at least say, like, around the little hub area for this area seems to be very good for perch. That's what we caught majority of using the spin fishing. I think there was a little pike or a couple of other fish, but it was definitely perch heavy around the little starting hub spot. And yeah, there's that little weird twinge. Okay, well, we'll pull this in. I'll try casting out again. Another thing I should try doing is letting the lure actually sink for a while before pulling in. Just see if it'll actually touch bottom or not. Because one of the things I'm looking at on the bottom is, like, it has hit the water, so I thought it would keep trying to pull line out, but it's not. And yeah, so does that mean it's not even sinking? There's not enough weight? I actually should take a look in the lure configuration if there is a way to have, like, weight attached to it or not. Now, I'll reel this in and then I'll take a look. There is still a current going through here, so I don't think I'd go float fishing in this spot. I mean, I was told you can try it, it's just when it's in moving current, it's not going to be as productive as spin fishing is for this map, or should be for this map. Let me take a look at, like, say, one of these. Okay, no, so the only thing I can really change on it is the hook. There's not really a way to change up the weight. I mean, I do have sinkers here, but... Okay, that's interesting. Let me take a look back at this, because if I go to change, like, the rig, there's jerkbait, there's jigging... Okay, well, we'll keep sticking with this. The line, no, I'll just keep what it is. Yeah, no leader, because that, I think, got lost with a snag. I guess I'll try this one. And again, what is the hook size? Doesn't actually say on that, so I gotta go back into here and then check it through here. Which I actually don't think I can because it's part of that rig. The menu system maybe could be something I could use a bit of work. Oh, so I think it's supposed to be a large 4 on it right now. Yeah, I'll cast. I guess it... I mean, I could leave it for a long while, but again, I don't think it's actually going to hit bottom because it doesn't have any sinker with it. When I have done a bit of fishing it's been usually using spoons and a sinker attached to it. But for this basic setup you start with, there's not a slot for them to, like, have a sinker, so... It makes me feel like all the spoon does then is just sit on the surface of the water and float where it is. Although it looks like it does go on... I don't know what to make of that. And, yeah, I still want to wait till, like, say level 10. We'll finally start putting our skill points into some things. Okay, let me try moving down a little more and see. And I feel like spin fishing is... There is something... Oh, good lord. I apologize for the cricket sound. I'll probably try to really minimize that for you guys. But yeah, this game has... big problem with the ambient sound just being so cranked up. Especially the frequency or the pitches of it, too. It just, like, really hurts the ears. Yeah, at this rate, I think I'm going to have to go back to float fishing, because... Like, at least with the other area when we were getting perch, it was some fish on or interest, but it does feel super, super... specialized in, like, what type of lure you're using. Like, there's no way to attach bait right now with this. If I were to, say, go into... yeah, keep net, we only have the 2 fish. Let me see, skills. Like, what do we got? Using spinning reel, fishing with a spinning rod... Okay, so I think if I got this, that would let me use... I kind of want to grab this as one. Like, I only have 7 points, so I think that means I only have 7 across all things. Like, if I go into here... Yeah, that is what it is. I'm just trying to think of what the best approach would be right now. You know what? I am going to go and I'm going to use this. Yeah, I'm not going to worry about trophy right now. I just want to see what this does, because it says technique of fishing with spinnerbaits improves. Higher technique, the greater chance of catching a trophy. The only thing I'm not sure about is, like... Oh. Well, here's a good way to see all the fish species in an area as well. Okay, so that's... Wait a minute. Okay, maybe these are only the trophy species you can get, because I did just catch an eye here, and it's not listed in this little roster here. But it is here. So yeah, that's, I guess, the trophy species you might be able to catch in those specific areas. I've got all statistics here of stuff. Achievements, awards, skills. Oh, and daybreak came pretty quick, I guess. Okay, I'll try casting out once more. And then maybe I'll just head back to, like, the little hub area and see, looking at the shop for that. But when I do go and pick up the feeder fishing kit, I'm probably going to head back to, Mosquito Lake to try it, because that is one that has supposedly, well, I have seen it in practice as well, is it's got a very high rate for float fishing catches and bottom fishing. Okay, you know what? I'm going back to this thing. For whatever reason, I think this was the one we got the eyed with. Or, no, this is what we got the roach with. And watching the bottom there, yeah, I honestly feel like it doesn't sink down, because if line is being taken out, I'm pretty sure that's what the symbol on the bottom is supposed to be. It's like how much line is left on your spool. That's it. But it's not going down with, like, leaving it out like this for this long, so... Yeah, again, it just feels like there's something not quite clicked. It's gotta be into, like, the choice of lure that you're using. Because nothing else has really been coming up as, like, you've been doing this incredibly wrong, this isn't right, this is bad. The comments have been pretty concise with the information they've been providing, and nothing has been, the technique is terrible, or stuff like that. It's, I think, just really trying to figure out how to approach this with the right gear. But because I do have the mindset of wanting to get that feeder fishing kit first, that's probably going to limit what I try experimenting with for a bit. Because once I get that, I don't really have another big thing in mind to go for. So I think that's where, as I start making a little bit of money, perhaps, with the cafe orders, then we'll play around and try a bunch of stuff out. This is kind of tinkering around on a budget. And as you can see, it's not always the most productive. You know what? I'm going to even go back to... Let me try this sucker out again. Oh, well, there's a new longest cast. Yeah, we'll pull this in, see if we do have anything interesting in it, and then I'll work our way back between the episodes to the little cafe area, and I'll probably try float fishing again. It just seems like for right now, spin fishing is not the most approachable starting one. It seems like maybe you're meant to really stick with the float fishing, earn yourself up, buy some stuff, and then approach more of the other fishing styles. Oh. Well, there's something at least for our trouble. Another little roach? Nope, perch this time. I mean, I'll take it. I haven't gotten anything else out here for the last little bit. So yeah, I'm going to walk my way back to the hub area. Next episode, we'll go back to the float fishing and try that one spot and see how it goes. But thank you guys for joining me on this episode of Russian Fishing 4. If you did enjoy the video, you should give it a like. And if you have any comments, tips, or tricks, leave in the comments right down below. Until I do see you in the next video, survivors and anglers, please remember, as always, to take care, stay alive, and happy angling.